Hello, everybody. This is Mike here again. So I'm here with my friend Mubin, and we're going to talk about disinfecting robots, both UVC, foggers, and so on. So we're just kind of jump into it and start talking. If you need, you can always watch the other video we did for some more detail about service robots and so on. Like I said, we're going to talk about disinfecting robots this time. So let's kind of jump into it. Can you kind of give a brief overview of what disinfecting robots are?
Yeah, so disinfecting robots are the robots that usually are used to disinfect the environment and the surface. And basically now at this point of pandemic situation, it has become really very famous in the market and it has become the buzzword that everybody is looking for something innovative ideas and technology wise, which will be very useful to human, where human will be not contacting each other, but disinfecting the areas and the surface wherever it is necessary. So in the form of a machine, so robots are coming into the picture where they can disinfect the each area of the surface as per the definition or the defined on the map which is given by the human to the robots. So they move around to the each location and then they do the disinfection process or disinfecting the areas, and it can be anywhere that you can define, whether it can be your business purpose or healthcare, clinics, hospitals, or home. So this is what exactly we define as a disinfecting robot without a human, like operation. But it can be done manually. It can be also done, like automatic, autonomous.
Very cool. So, I mean, this to me, this is a very this is a topic I've been talking to a lot of people about. This is kind of the new, you could almost say, killer app for robotics. Everybody's talking about it. The pandemic has put this in everybody's forefront, and very, I don't know what the word for it is, but it's an important topic that everybody's talking about right now. So can you kind of talk about the different types of disinfecting robots?
Yeah, see, actually, when you're talking about the disinfection process, so we have a different kind of process at present. Now we are doing disinfection by UVC light as well as the fog. Okay, now when we say the fog or smoke, it's the robot that is used for dry mist spray. So when it's spraying out the the actual the liquid which has to come out, it will become a dry mist. Okay, and now when you're using this dry mist robot, it can be among the human and it can move around the people around, so it doesn't hurt anybody or doesn't infect or like creating the problem. It is not harmful. But if you are doing the disinfection process or like using the UVC light, and then of course we have to keep the humans away. As you know, like UVC light, it's harmful for the human being in terms of like a skin and eyes. So those protection we have to take. So as we are defined, so there are only two process or two methods disinfection: as a spray by the liquid form, okay, which can be any chemicals, okay, and should be the approved by Ministry of Health as per the country wise, and as well as the UVC lights when you're using, the method should be known to the person to use it.
Okay, yeah, very cool. Yeah, so the UVC light is harmful to us. Well, we can talk about that and the types of UVC light, but so the UVC light's harmful to us, but the spray disinfectants, you can like use like a chlorine water or basically salt, distilled water, and it's safe for humans. So we can talk about that a little bit later. But what so what different types of UVC lights are there out there in the market right now?
See, actually, when you're talking about UVC light, actually it coming from UV, the ultraviolet. Okay. Now, in the ultraviolet, you have different types of lights. Okay, and which is another category which is UVC. Now, when you're talking about UV light, so there's a category A, category B, and category C. So now at this moment, the with purpose of UVC light, which is the like number one killer, or it's kill pathogen. It's a like I would say it's a number one enemy for pathogen. Okay, so the UVC light, the rays it's created, it's really very effective on the germs and the virus. Okay, so that is the reason we are using UVC light, which is not very harmful in terms of damaging any like objects or surface or the materials. So that is the reason it is UVC light is used. Now the maximum the UVC light wavelength should be 254 nm, okay, 254 nm. And now the research is going on as a UVC light. If you do 522, that is 522 nm, so it's not going to hit the human eyes or the skin. And the research is still going on. There are some articles I was reading from America. Still, research is on. So they are trying to implement this UVC light to 522 nm in the clinic and the hospital, so that patient, doctors, those are moving around, it will be like a disinfected automatically.
Very cool. Yeah, there's actually a company local to where I live that they use I don't know if it's copyrighted term, but they say it's far UVC, and it's supposed to be safe. And then of course you said, like you said, there's UVC, C, and so on. Okay, cool. So what types of fogger sprays or foggers do you use?
There are different types of foggers. See, actually, it's depend on the equipment or the device or the robot that which step you are using. But fogger means it's two types. One is like a smoke fogger, okay, and the other one is like a dry mist fogger. So, for example, let me just take you close to it, and if you see here, now,
yeah, you can see him.
Yes, you can see this is a fogger, okay? So this is a dry mist, it's a smoke only, okay? So if you see carefully, all right? Then I have another one over there, okay? This is also a robot, and there if you can see carefully, so again, the smoke is there, okay? So these are the dry mist. So this is kind of fogger. Now, I will show you another fogger. This is it's a gun type. So this is also a fogger, but it's a mist. So for example, if I put it on, so now it is on blue light, you can see. So there is a button over here. I will just rotate and then see. So now if you see here, I am doing the fogging, okay? So over here, you can see the water type, right? So if you see carefully, so this is fogger, okay? So this is a gun fogger with the mist. So if you see here, so it's becoming water. Now over here, if you touch here, you cannot see the water here. It's a dry mist. So these are kind of fogger that we use in the market, all right? So it is depends on the person, the individual, and the clinic company. Those are taking care of health assurance, how to clean it, and depends. So they will use as per the dry mist or the like a fogger with the water type.
So what mixture are you using in the mist? Are you using the chlorine water basically, or because I know some people use alcohol water, but that can hurt your eyes and skin.
Yes. Actually, we are using a chemical which is coming from German, okay? And in this chemical, there is no, like a odor smell. Okay, you don't get the smell. It's like a normal clean water, but the chemical is there. Okay, and we use that. But when we get this liquid from German to Kuwait, then we have to get approval from the Ministry of Health. So they will test the product, okay, as per the safety of the human health, so that it doesn't get any infected or affected or reverse reaction. So that is the reason. But however, we cannot take the name of the product or the brand, and so we have to get approval from Ministry of Health. So they will check if it is allowed. Then we use those things in this product.
Okay, very cool. So that kind of leads into you're going to get approval. So what are the safety procedures that you need to do when using the disinfecting robots?
Okay, this is very nice question, Mr. Mike. See, when you're talking about the disinfection process, basically what happens, uh, always the humans are involved in disinfection process. As I said, when you're talking of the disinfection of the dry mist, of course, in the beginning you will operate, the operator is there, he will operate. Now, when you're talking about the robots which is moving around, but still the humans are there, but when you're using the gun or the fog, again, the guy will be carrying the product. Now, in this scenario, you have to wear the mask, you have to wear the special dress, so that you are not carrying any germs and coming out after the spray. So this is very important to take care. This is for the dry mist. Now, if I'm talking about the UVC light, so this one is the UVC robot. If you can see over here, it is already on. Over here, you can see already on, but I'm not put on the lights, okay, as it is harmful. But I'll put it on the light just for a few seconds and then show you. Now, however, if I am the operator and going to operate this UVC light, first thing that I have to use the goggles, which is UVC light goggles, because I have to protect my eyes as an operator. So these are basic safety methods. So once you wire it now, once you wire this UVC goggles, now you can see everything as a green light. Okay, when the UVC light is on, it's totally become black. All right, so that means the light is on. There is a sensor over here. Once you touch the sensor, then you can see the light and the robot. So it is give you 100% protection to your eyes, and there is a double layer in this. Now, according then on that, how to operate this? Now, if I am the operator, of course, I will have the tab to operate, and then if just let me show you a bit. So I have already put it on, okay, and you can see the map. You can see the map. This is the map, okay, and
Right.
then with this map, you can control all the, there's a save map, patrol, home, save map, clear map, save the map, okay, but everything is there. And with that, we have the remote also to put it on the lights and put off the lights, all right? And let me just take you close to the robot. Yeah, so if you see, this is the one, which is the chassis, okay? And
Right.
so there is the screen where you can see the map again, all right, and these are the UVC lights, okay, and it's also giving the warning to the people that do not come close to the robot. UV light will hurt the people. So these are the things is there. So now if I have to put it on, so I can put it manually, this robot. So just let me show you. Now, so this is the robot, okay, and then I have the remote over here. So if I put it on, so if you see it's become red, means it is giving the warning to leave the rooms, okay. So once it's getting it on, so now you see it's getting it on, all right. So now this is actually dangerous not to be here. So I have
Yeah.
put it on, I have put it off immediately. Okay, so with my remote again I put it off, so it's become safety for me. So the reason I am just showing you the demo, as a operator, as a safety method, we should know the accurate process. We have to have the safety dress, okay. With that, you wear the mask, you wear the goggles, you wear the gloves, and you wear the head scarf. Now, so everything has to be protected, because you need to, when you are breathing, because when the UVC light is on, it's creating some, rays that's killing the bacteria or the germs. And when these bacteria and germs are dying, there's a smell, it's left behind by those bacteria and the viruses and the germs. So we should not inhale immediately. For that purpose, we should have a filter mask, so that whatever you're taking in, breathing in, it has to be fresh, like air inside. So as a safety purpose, once we use this UVC light, okay, as a robot, those area after disinfection, minimum 15 minutes, the human should not enter. It has to be left for 15 minutes, the robot will go out and it's become settled down, then human can enter. So those are the safety methods, safety process has to be maintained by the human.
Okay, very cool. So with the foggers, you said a mask Uh, so when the person's spraying, do they need to wear goggles too for the foggers, goggles and a face mask?
Okay, for the dry mist, you don't need to wear the goggles because there is no UVC light in the foggers or the dry mist. But you can wear just normal mask, but not the filter mask. But when you're wearing, you are operating this UVC light robot, then it is compulsory to wear the filter mask, which is KN95. That is good to have that one.
So on the so you have the UVC light on the robot chassis. Do you is the fogger on a robot chassis is the or are you are developing that?
Yeah, see, even the foreign robots, yes, this one actually we are using for the home purpose and the office purpose. Okay, that's a very small, if you see. So there's a timer, everything is there. If you can see the timer, then go ahead, go button on and off, mist which level you want, humidity, then timer, okay, for how many minutes you want or hours, and then after how many minutes you want to sleep. So these are the chassis is there. It will move automatically once you do the mapping. All right, and then same we have a bigger model. Same we have a bigger model with the same like this with the chassis, but it has a 16-liter capacity to have the liquid and to move around.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Um, so we've kind of talked about how the disinfecting process works. I think. Do you have anything more to add about how to get the robots to move around or mapping or so on? Is there any other little details you want to share?
Actually, it's depend on the robot, like system. Okay, so the core engine is the chassis. Okay, so as I said, like if the things work same for every robot. Okay, so whether it's my robot or any other robot. Okay, they will have a same like application over here. Okay, which shows all the details now. So the robot details already are here. So if you can see, there's a home, there's a stop, then set map. Okay, then they clear the map. If you are going to another floor, so if you want to clear that map of that floor, you can clear that map and then show pose. Each location wherever you are going, you can identify and you can set the pose. All right, and then once everything is done, then you can just move. For example, let's say if I want to move this, let me just show you the operation part. So I'm not just opening it, yeah. So I'm just connecting, okay. So now I have connected, all right. And for now, you can see my robot, okay. If I want to move, okay. So now before I do this, I have to sync the map, okay. And you can see the robot is coming, right? Yeah. So again, if I move, okay, and you see.
Very cool. So I'm pretty sure that robot has a LiDAR sensor on it.
Yes, LiDAR sensor and also the human detector. For example, if the robot is moving by accident, if any human come inside, the robot will detect the human. The sensor is there. The lights get off. So
okay, very cool, very cool, very cool. So so kind of like the next thing we could talk about is what like not the availability of the robot, kind of your marketing strategy, so on for the robots.
see, in the market, there are different types of UVC robots are available. Okay, and even from nowadays, even some from like America, come from Canada. Okay, then come from Europe. Okay, Chinese, then Japanese is there. From Singapore is there. Even Indian from there also coming. So it's depend on the market now. As the demand is so huge, people are looking for it. All right, now as I said, The chassis, the main device is the robot. Why? Now, this chassis can be manufactured anywhere around the world where you can save money and give it to the people or the organization who can afford. Should be minimum price so that everybody can afford it to save their life and the environment help to the people. Now the main core or the object is the UVC light which I have told you. Now in our robot cases we have total 8 UVC light, and this UVC light is from Philips coming from Poland. So it is made in Poland by Philips and it is certified and tested. So this is my actual object who's doing the disinfection process or disinfecting the areas and the environment, that is the UVC light. So if I have to concentrate, I need to concentrate on the quality, the UVC light which is coming from. It's Philips. Now, as of the chassis can be made anywhere. Okay. At the end of the day, it should have a CE certification so that you can go globally to distribute everywhere. So that is the reason. So we have a like quality control ISO then CE certification so that we can send globally to help the people for this pandemic. And it is affordable. I don't want to mention the price. It is affordable, and it is available in the market. And we deliver to all our customers in different locations and the countries within 1 month once we get the order.
Okay, so yeah, that was the next thing. So if they need, if they're interested in your robots, then they can contact you for pricing. And so after they order it, you're saying they have about a month until they can get the robot?
See, we are actually flexible. I am flexible because my main core intention is to help people during this pandemic situation. Because many organizations, many healthcare, they might not be able to afford or to put huge money behind the robot. So I will not force anybody buy 10, buy 5. If they have the capacity to buy one, let them buy one. Let them start. Let them at least do something to save the life for people. Okay. So this is the reason we don't demand anybody. You have to give a bulk order. They can place one single order. Okay, it can be 2, 3, depends. But our delivery time remains the same. Whether it is a 1 or 10 quantity, the delivery time will be 1 month from the date of the order placed to us.
Okay. So contact you for pricing and about a 1 month lead time after the order. So let's kind of get into, I think we kind of talked about the components of the robot as far as the UVC light. Do you have anything more to add about the robot? I think we've covered most of it, but if you have any more, do you want to add to that?
This is very good question. Everybody knows UVC robot. Okay, when you say the UVC robot, we are thinking in a different way. It's a UVC robot. But have you ever defined or understood what are the components are there in the UVC robot? How it developed, how it made into existence? So first thing is that it's a robot chassis. Okay, then in the robot cases, there's a LiDAR is there, then the mapping has to be there, the program has to be done, all right? And then with the integration of the voice message, alert message, okay, then command, all right? And then mapping, those things are there as a software. So there's a hardware and software, all right? And then coming to the disinfection, like a component. So of course, there's a UVC light, and it depends on this, some of the robots, they might have only 4 lights, some of them have 6, and some of them have 8. And also depends on the height and the length of the lights. Some of them have very short, some of them have very big. So more the bigger with the highest or maximum watt, then the disinfection time will be less and it will be faster. So all these things all together components make one complete product as a UVC robot.
Okay, very cool. So usually the question I get from everybody is, I buy the robot, then what do I do? So I'm sure you do this, but what kind of support will you give people if they buy one of your robots, your disinfecting robots?
Okay, this is a very nice question, Mike. See, basically, what happens, for example, let's say if you are buying a car, of course, if you don't know how to drive, you say, now what to do, right? So either you hire a, a driver, or you train yourself to, drive the car. So same thing when you buy the robot. Just a minute. So when you buy the robot, basically we give the manual. Number one, why are you buying the robot? Means if you are placing the order to me, you are buying the robot from me or from anybody else, you will understand what is the purpose and objectives that buying the robots. Now you might buy the robot. Now you got delivered at your home. Now what to do? How to do? So there is a manual. Of course, we give the manual. Now in this manual, there's a two category. Number one, first is the safety manual. Before you activate the robot or start operation, you have to know thoroughly what is the safety method. That's number one manual. Number two manual comes with the instruction how to operate. Now, before operation, there's another part. We send the robot with two two different parts. Okay, the chassis and the light part, where each individual will be given the catalog how to fix the robot. It is very simple. Just put the battery. Just the chassis is there and the stand is there. You just need to fix it and screw it and then put it on. Okay. Now this robot, it has a wireless charger as well as the manual charger. So it is very simple to use, what to do, how to do. All the document manuals we provide. However, there are misconceptions in the market. Now, when you go to anybody, when you talk about the disinfection, first thing they have in their mind, I need Ministry of Health approval. Now, there's a confusion. Why? This is not 100% the medical equipment. When you say medical equipment, it can be related to operation or operated by the doctor, those kind of things. But this is not operated by any doctor or any nurse. It can be operated by anybody, and this is not the medical equipment. This is just a device to disinfect the environment. So there's a misconception to making disinfection robot to a medical equipment. So this one is very important. That is the reason I want to highlight so that people don't misunderstand it's a medical equipment. No, it's not a medical equipment.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. So do you have a warranty for your robots when you sell them?
Can you come again?
Do you have a 6 month or a year? What kind of warranty?
We are giving 1 year warranty, okay?
Okay.
And free support globally. For example, within 1 year, if anything happens to the robot as a malfunction, then it is our responsibility to give the support immediately. And our support team always there 24 bars, okay, 24 hours. They are working around the globe. So we have a hotline call, WhatsApp center, everything. So immediately message comes, then we call to the customer and then support them what is the problem. Now, if it is damaged manually by the human, then the warranty period will not be covered. For example, the light is there. If somebody breaks it, there's no warranty on it. All right. But if the chassis is not working, it's not moving, or the app is not moving, software is not moving, even the light is not getting on, those kind of things, of course, our support is there. But so far, we have not come across any such problems.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So we can probably talk about business cases and who would best benefit from disinfecting robots. We could probably talk for hours and go through every different scenario because to me, it only makes common sense that that if you want to decrease the bacteria and viruses, one of the easiest and safest and quickest way is through UVC or foggers. So can you kind of quickly go through some business cases?
Yeah, okay. It is very important for every business to understand where to use, how to use, and when to use. For example, let's talk about the hospital and clinics because most of the patients are going to the hospital now. For example, in hospital or a clinic where it should be used, whether it's a UVC light or the fogger. Now, fogger can be used in the lobbies or the passage or the corridor, wherever the people are moving. Okay. Now, the UVC light can be used, number one, in the operation theater before the operation starts and after the operation is done, so that it can disinfect all the equipment, sterilize it. And then ward, room, patient ward. Okay. For example, patient was there, he leaves the room, once he or she leaves the room, then disinfection robot can go. The special this UVC, so it can disinfect. Now, why UVC light? Because most of the time or most of the places, we cannot see 100%. Maybe you are using the fogger and everything, hand manual cleaning, but we cannot reach it below the table or below the bed somewhere. So these lights can go those places and can disinfect those areas. This is very useful for the hospital. Let's talk about the hotels now. As we know, the tourist industry has been infected badly. Honestly speaking, all the hotels they are reopening now. They are thinking, what is the disinfection process that we have to maintain so that we give satisfaction, hygiene to our guests. For example, before the guests arrive to the hotel, the room can be ready by disinfecting this UVC light. This is number one. It can be done before arrival, and also once the guest is leaving the hotel room, then after leaving, that also can be used. For schools, it is very beneficial. Now, many countries are reopening the schools. It can be used in the schools also. I have some few requests from my friend, France and Germany. They said, can we use this in the old age home? I said, yes, it can be used old age home, but make sure that people are not there when it is used. When it is used, give them at least 20 minutes to be settled down and then bring back the, like old age people. So yes, it can be used. It can be used everywhere, but you have to take care as a safety method. Even the banks are requesting for that. I said, yes, it cannot be done. Why not? Telecoms, all there is a big demand is coming nowadays from the warehouse. So the warehouse people, they want to use it because we have foods, we have different equipment, but it's a long time, it is piling up. But they said before we dispatch, we just want to have these robots to move around to disinfect. Even the restaurants also requesting. They said after we shut down the restaurant in the night, we want to disinfect all the tables and chairs in the kitchen. So, I mean, this is the case everywhere, it's coming up. And today I was reading the news, they are saying we have to live with COVID-19 forever. Means the solutions we have to implement forever. So it has to be used wisely everywhere in the every business.
Oh yeah. I totally agree because we don't know we don't know when the next pandemic will show up. I mean, so and it may be worse, maybe better. We just don't know. So if you have these foggers and UVC disinfecting robots and you're using them regularly, so if the flu season is really bad, you're prepared. So yeah, to me, just common sense. And the business case, I think you can make a business case for almost any business. You can even say that uh, for home use too. Uh, uh, is that I mean makes sense if you have some way to disinfect your home because you never know. I mean, if you have your family over, you have guests over, uh, it to me it makes sense. You can disinfect before and after you have a party or guest over because, like you said, well,
Yeah.
everything all the indication is that we're going to have to be living with COVID-19 for a while.
Yeah, Mike, see, actually, I have very strong two cases in my country, in Kuwait here, and I got a special request. One of my friend, he said, like, Mohammed, one of my family, a friend family, they got COVID infection, okay, but they have quarantine period for 14 days, and after this period, we just want to use your robot. Now over here, they are just renting the robot just to disinfect. So even see, wherever it's possible, it's not necessary you sell it. You can also rent it. You can help people. Let's say I'm giving the thing. You can do as a charity purpose. but you can do as a small amount purpose. Okay, because when you're sending the operator, you have to pay the operator as a fees or the wages or the salary. So that is the reason. So we charge minimum but save the people. This is number one case for the home. Okay. Now, then also I have got requested from a company office. They said one of our staff got infected and we shut down for 14 days. Nobody's coming to the office, work from home. So before you open the office, call everybody. We just want to thoroughly disinfect and use this UVC like disinfection. Now, I want to add few things more. When you are saying the disinfection process, we are not eliminating the actual disinfection process, whether by the fogger or the manual. It should be an additional disinfection process or disinfection method at the end, this UVC light. So once you do all the cleaning normally, manually, then after that use this UVC disinfection to give you complete 100% satisfaction that your job is done as a safety, hygiene. That's it.
Very cool. Yeah, it's also, I think this is great applications also for transportation. You know, all the different types of transportation, you know, buses, trains, airplanes. So between passengers, between flights, between destinations, when you get to your destination, either train or bus or airplane, you can disinfect after the passengers to get off. You disinfect really well using the UVC light. So yeah, there's so many. Like I say, it just makes common sense. It just, to me, the application.
Yes, you are correct. Now different countries, they have trains, they have subway trains. Okay, they have lots of trams, they have buses. Okay, and metro train is there. Okay, then also airports, flights, as you said. Yes, it can be a cargo flights, it can be a commercial flight. Yes, very true. Yes, this is very important.
So yeah, I mean, like I said before we started this part of the conversation, we could probably talk hours about different applications, where to use it, where not, you know. But to me, there's anywhere you have traffic or you have people, lots of people in a small area or in an area, these robots just make so much sense to me. Let's kind of, we don't want to just keep going on forever and ever. Let's kind of like wrap this up, kind of finish up our thoughts here. So the big thing, when I talk to people, and you probably get the same thing, you can buy these robots now. You don't have to wait. There's not development needs to be done. There's not research that needs to be done. You can actually, I can call you today, or I can email you today, and like you said, well, maybe 1 month lead time, I can get the robot, I can start using that. So so I can't, if you're opening up a school, a business, or anything, you can use the robots now.
Yes, you can. See, why I said 1 month, it's a worst scenario in case there's a delay in the custom clearance. Otherwise, it takes 20 days or 23 days to be on site.
Right, yeah, I mean, you got shipping and everything, and you have to
Yes.
all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. So yeah, so that's the big thing. That's always the big question I get from people, like, oh, this sounds super cool, but it's going to be really expensive, and it's going to be months before it's ready. No, really, these robots are not that expensive, and they're available now. So yes.
Actually, honestly speaking, I don't want to disclose the price of my robots because, because I have different partners, I have a different distributors in different regions, so it will be a conflict. But what I can say, my price compared to any other robots, it's 50% difference, I can say.
It's very cool.
So it is very affordable, very, very affordable.
Yes. All right, cool. So do you have any final thoughts or anything to kind of wrap this up that we haven't covered?
Yes, actually, just let me close this, good conversation with you. I really appreciate for connecting me again with you. This topic was excellent topic because at this moment we are going through a very hard time that we as a human we should support each other and help to come out from this problem. As we say, we have to live with COVID-19 forever, then we have to help and save human life with the technology which is available with us and distribute worldwide to protect life, whether it's a old age or next generation or coming up generation, children or teenage or adults, whoever. It is our duty, whoever is in this field, let's make sure that we help everybody. And I would say that today our discussion with this topic, as we are showing to the world, they should benefit from this our talks. Whatever we share the knowledge, they should absorb it and they try to implement in their life so that they can stay safe in their life and make regular, like routines or schedule in daily life to be protected with family safe in their location and every country. So this is my message to everybody. If you can afford, if you have the feasibility, you must go for it because it's for your family to have good life in future.
Very cool. Very cool. That's a good way to wrap it up. So hopefully people got a lot of good information out of this. And if you have any questions, just put them down in the comments and we'll try to answer them. And then I'll put your contact information down in the description for people if they want to go to your website or contact you by email or phone. So very cool. All right. Okay. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope to see you again in the near future.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.